Hello, my name is Mike Schiffman. I'm the superintendent of Dakota School District. This has been another fantastic year for the Dakota School District. We have had many new positive changes to the junior high and high school curriculum. The elementary received the Academic of Excellence Award from the state of Illinois. All of our extracurricular departments saw success, ranging from our fine arts to our athletic programs. One of the goals of the school district is to maintain communication with all the stakeholders in the community. One way that we'd like to do this is through the social media. So it is my hope that you are able to download and view this podcast that is placed on the Dakota website. I've delayed the release of this podcast until we received updated information from the state of Illinois on the finances of the school and education system. So I hope that you enjoy this podcast. Talk about the following objectives: the state financial concerns, the 2011-2012 expense reductions, the 2012-2013 budget projections, transportation changes that we are looking for in the school district, and the 2012-2013 district goals. For the school year 2011-2012, the state still owes the school district $270,000. The school district received 2 mandated categorical payments out of the 4 that we were supposed to receive in transportation, special ed, and special ed personnel. We also received 1 less general state aid payment, which equivalates to about $114,000 from the state of Illinois. We are not looking to receive any further mandated categorical payments, and we will probably receive 1 more general state aid payment. In 2012, the state has told us that projections for transportation are to remain flat or the same as the totals in FY11, which were 2 years ago. They also continue to talk about transportation and not making that a mandated categorical. What this means is that the local school districts and local government agencies would be responsible for maintaining the transportation department. This legislation will continue to be discussed throughout the next summer and the next school year. The state has told us that as of right now, we will receive a decrease in the general state aid of about 12%. This will equate to about between $200,000 and $300,000 less in the budget for 2012-13. The state continues to not pay its mandated payments in the current fiscal year. The legislators will also meet again this summer to discuss the pension reform and how this will impact the local school districts. One way is that they are saying is that the local school districts will need to pay for more of the TRS pension system rather than from it coming from the state of Illinois. In 2011 and 2012, the district continued to make reductions due to several factors. 1, the obvious, the state finances. 2, lower EAV projections. And the third one, lower enrollment. Some of the ways that we have saved on the expenses for reductions for 11 and 12 were to, 1, reduce the supply budget for 2011-12 and also to already look at 2012-2013. The district agreed to provide retirement incentives to those teachers that were able to retire at the end of the 11 and 12 school year. We continue to create shared services opportunities and supply opportunities with other districts. This ranges from our health insurance, property insurance, to sharing teachers, to saving on paper and ordering it together, custodial supplies, and lots of other things that we try and continue to do together with other districts. We also created a print management program. This has helped reduce the amount of paper and toner that we've used throughout the district. We've had reductions in force, and we had a memorandum of agreement, and we opened up the contract with the teachers, and they agreed to take a soft freeze in salary for the 2012-2013 school year. Other ways that we have looked to save on expenses is to ask the school organizations for support. We continue to look to increase and need to increase school fees. If you'll notice that the 1 school fee increase for next year is driver's ed. We also look for energy savings with the gas and electricity. We're looking to put in energy efficient lighting in both of the gymnasiums, which will help us with all these utility costs. This chart helps explain what we are looking at as a district for a deficit projection for the next couple of years. You can see that for 11-12, we're looking to have a balanced budget. For 2012-2013, we're looking right now at a deficit of approximately $140,000. In school year 2013-2014, we're looking at a deficit projection of $610,000. These are just projections. They are not actual numbers. There are different ways that I looked to create these projections. One of the ways I explain in the 11-12 is the amount of general state aid that we're receiving, enrollment numbers that we have, and lastly we look at the EAV. This slide comes up with a few of the ways that I look and create the school budget projection for 2012-2013. The first thing I look at is the revenues that the district is going to receive. For example, general state aid amounts. We're looking at a decrease in 12 to 14% reductions. I look at the transportation and special education reimbursement for those mandated categoricals and if those amounts are going to remain flat or if they're going to decrease. I looked at the EAV. This year the EAV has declined. What is out there right now is the TRS and IMRF contributions. Is the legislators going to make the school districts be responsible for more of those contributions? Take a look at the unpaid mandated categoricals from this fiscal year. We continue to look for a need to continue to reduce expenses such as supplies. We're going to look at transportation reductions, which we're going to talk about in a little bit in this podcast. And they also have to take a look at the increases that we may have in health and liability insurance. I always like to remind people that these are just projections and they're not actual numbers. We do the best we can with a school district budget, and it's always based on what the state legislators are going to come up with and what they're going to do and the reductions that they're going to have. Right now they're looking at education reductions of between $250 million to $255 million. If this summer when you're watching the news you see that goes up to $700 million reductions, that is really going to change the revenues that are coming into the district. The next thing I'd like to talk about in this podcast is the changes in transportation. As I told you earlier, transportation mandated categorical is going to change drastically in the state of Illinois. They're looking to cut out transportation mandated categoricals. One way that we are going to help with the revenue is we're going to look to lease one less bus next year, which also will cause us to shorten one route next year. Another thing that we're looking at doing is having pickup zones in all of the area towns. We'll be talking about pickup zones at the registration. We'll be sending letters home and plenty of communication for those and where those pickup zones will be. So we ask for your help and cooperation as we go through this transition with transportation. Transportation changes for 2012-2013. As I just mentioned, the district will have one less route and one less bus for the 2012-2013 school year. We implemented one less route halfway through last school year just to see how it would work for us and if it would save us time and money, and which it did. The district will also look at having pickup zones in each of the towns and at the lake. We will spread these out so a student does not have to walk further than a 2-block radius and does not have to cross a major highway. This is going to take some time and patience, and there might be some bugs to work out, but we'll get through it together. Information on these pickup spots and routes will be provided at registration and through a summer letter. I want to take this time to highlight some of the positive things that went on in the district besides all of the budget reductions that we just got done talking about and the projections that we talked about 2012-2013. One of the first things to mention is the junior high and high school and their traditional schedule and the tutorial program that went on. We saw an increase in grades and academics throughout the school year in the junior high school level. The teachers created a professional learning community at the junior high school, and the elementary levels. We had a writing program that was started down at the elementary. Core standards are being followed. These are national standards that we are beginning to follow here in the Dakota School District. Elementary assessments. We are looking to create an assessment where we can progress monitor every student from the beginning, the middle, and the end of the school year. We've created a whole new way of thinking and learning with our students, not so much focusing on the grades, but actually what did you learn in the classroom today. Technology in the classrooms. We continue to try and stay up on the 21st century student. We continue to try and want to implement technology in the classroom for the teachers and for the students. We've created a lot of new courses, grade levels, and different positions. And as always, we appreciate all the help of the community and the support of the parents as we go into the 2012-2013 school year. Each year, the Dakota School District creates objectives which were based on goals that were set by the Community/District Strategic Action Team in 2008 and 2009. These goals that were created focus on several areas. They focus on the financial status of the district, communication with all the stakeholders, the facilities, grounds, and technology, the faculty and staff, the student achievement, and the overall quality of education in the district. One of the first areas that we focused on was the finances of maintaining a balanced budget. So for 2012-2013, the district objectives are to create a 3-year balanced budget plan and share this with all the stakeholders, research other budget resources, and research the possibility of marketing and partnering with other community businesses and stakeholders. One of the next goals is communication with the community, marketing in the community, and providing opportunities for the community. The district would like to continue to promote its needs and successes throughout the community. You will be seeing a Dakota School District brochure that's going to be put out at local businesses, community events at the school district, just so people can continue to hear and see the district objectives. We'll also be posting this on our new website so that people outside of our school district can read about what we at Dakota stand for. We'd like to possibly establish a marketing subcommittee to create a strategic marketing plan. We will provide town hall community meetings biannually. And we'd also like to create a new website and other social media sources for the community. In the area of facilities and technology, we would like our facilities to be in high quality. We want to implement a high-speed wireless internet service throughout both the buildings. We want to fully utilize current facilities, maybe working with Highland or other school districts to have academic classes at night for adults or for students. Monitor the progress of the outside facilities and create a plan for its completion. Integrate technology goals and explore a whole new student management system so that it is easier for parents, teachers, and the school district to communicate together. For faculty and staff, we would like to continue to develop quality staff by providing resources with best practices. We want to offer more technology professional development to the teachers, implementation of a professional learning community, and also to create a new teacher evaluation tool that's going to be based on the state standards and also the core standards. One of the biggest goals for the district is always the students. We'd like to continue to monitor their performance and achievement. To do this, we'd like to evaluate the use of the Common Core standards. These are national standards that Dakota School District will be using along with the state of Illinois. And again, Dakota School District is a little bit ahead of some of the other districts because we've already implemented some of these Common Core standards. We'd like to implement response to intervention at all levels to help all students, especially those that are at risk of learning with different assessments and learning tools. We'd also like to incorporate a district-wide assessment. This is called MAPS. All of the students in the district would take this MAPS assessment that would be taken at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, and the end of the year to continue to track their learning, not just their grades, but their learning as they go throughout their levels. And last, we'd like to evaluate and continue to monitor the vocational ed programs. We'd like to continue to make sure that they are using the Common Core standards and they are helping out individual students as well. Just on a final note, I hope that you were able to, first of all, download this podcast and review it. But from the school board and the school district as a whole, we just want to say how proud we are of all the support that we've received from the community, parents, staff, faculty, students, and everybody in the community. We continue to work together to move forward through this tough financial times. However, as you can see, there are a lot of positive things going on in the Dakota School District. I welcome you to give me a call if you'd like to hear other things that we are continuing to do and continue to strive to do. we continue to provide the best services we can provide and continue to adapt with the students through technology, through student learning, through student achievement. Thank you again for listening to this podcast, and hope you have a great summer, and we will see you soon.